Welcome to the No Streetlights podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Tim. We'll be engaging in vulnerable conversations every Friday to shine a light on what we've been through,
how it changed us, and what we learned. We want to encourage societal growth towards kindness through understanding.
These conversations and the associated language can be triggering.
Listen at your own discretion.
But please reach out if we need to be doing something better.
So, let's take a breath, relax, and be welcome.
So, Aaron, it's been a very eventful time for us. I feel like we're getting to meet new people almost every week at this juncture, right?
Yes, and kind of because of that, I brought back an old friend of mine, someone who knows more truths than I will ever forget.
Well, please introduce them.
He is the bastard himself, Tom Bombadil. He is me. He is you. He's all of us. Most people refer to him as Boze because he's in the military, and that's his last name. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, yeah, we're happy to have you here, man.
Boze and I go back to Japan. The very first night I arrived, my buddy Jesse met me, and he brought with him a being of the wind who looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Hi, I'm black."
It's a hell of an introduction.
I went, "Yeah, I can see that." And then we were really good friends forever.
Legit.
Boze, is that how you remember the story?
Yes. Legit. It was nighttime. I remember it vividly. It was.
Yep.
Yes,
I couldn't see you at all. I think that's why you told me, so I would not be worried.
I'm always in camouflage, man. Always in camouflage.
So we did just have a brainstorm sesh, so it is going to feel a little awkward getting started. But we brought on Boze because he is just like a being of pure love. As our buddy Mike Robo over at Recovery's Fucking Awesome says, like, you have to attack everything with positivity, and he says that it's only love if you're giving it away for free. Boze is the first example I saw of someone living that. So, do you want to talk a little bit about your mindset? Because now that I've become so woke, I just think you never think I. I don't think you ever think me.
In a sense, I am thinking me because me is everyone. Everyone is a piece of me. So the way I see it, if I can make those around me feel welcome, feel, loved, feel wanted, then I've done my job. And that's what I'm here for.
I think that's a beautiful mindset. I think a lot of people should honestly think like that. Instead of just thinking about themselves for no reason, you're thinking about yourself, but in the sense of everybody else. I love that.
As we say, the way we get through this shit is together. And one of the things that we say a lot that I'm excited for you to expound about a little bit is the saying of, it takes a village. Because you said, it's not that I don't think about me, it's that I think about we. I think about the community that we're constantly building.
For sure. Within the village, everybody's an individual, of course. You have your own thoughts, your own ideas. And the beautiful part of it is you can have that. But when you bring it together with someone else with their own thoughts and their own ideas, they can boost you in a sense, because maybe your idea, you have it kind of planned out, but you're not really sure where to start. Then you meet someone, and they're like, "Oh, I've actually thought of this too, but I thought about doing it in this way." And then that sparks something in your brain. You're like, "Wow, you know what? This is going to work." So I feel as though with having that village, finding your village, building your village, not necessarily needing to, have that comfortability, but you need those people that are going to challenge you to help get you from this level to the next level. Because if everybody's just agreeing with everything that you have to say, how are you going to evolve?
Yeah, definitely. I know Aaron and I have touched on the idea too that like friends should be challenging their friends, and that helps you grow. That's bringing it back to everything that we've talked about on this podcast since episode 1. Surround yourself by people who help you become better. Don't surround yourself by people who bring you down.
Sure.
Yeah. It takes a village, but we're part of that village, so we have to take that responsibility that a lot of people aren't taking, or at least in the past haven't been taking. Leaning on somebody isn't a negative thing. Here soon we're going to be working with our friend Alexa from the You're Not Fucked podcast, and she has an amazing disclaimer at the end of her episodes, because she's done more episodes than us. So why wouldn't we reach out to her and say, hey, can we get that? And that's kind of what you're saying is like, if you're working towards something, someone else has probably already done it. So why not, hey, is this going to work, or is this the best way to do it? I do like that you're still saying the same thing that you were at the beginning of the brainstorm of like, you have to pick a new path in order to get to a new place.
Sure. For sure.
That kind of reminds me of the story that Highland told us, Aaron.
Which one?
The chapter 1. I walked down the street, fall in a hole.
Yeah.
The whole. I think this episode comes out after the Highland episode, right? Or is it before?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, Highland's just before this.
So all the listeners will know exactly what I'm talking about. Boze, I'm just going to summarize it real quick. He goes on this story talking about how he does the same thing over and over and has the same result. And then he changes his mindset, the result's a little bit better, and then he changes what he's doing and it doesn't happen again. And that's just what that reminded me of. Talking about taking a different path to get to a different place.
For sure.
If you keep walking down the same street and falling in the same damn hole, I think by the 5th time, you're going to want to do something different.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I know a lot of times it comes down to pride. Sometimes you don't want to ask for help. Sometimes you think, well, I got this far by myself. Why do I need to, seek help from anybody else? Or if I do seek help from anybody else, how is this going to make me look? We're in a very interesting time period. Everyone's so concerned with how they look to other people versus, just what the situation is. It's we're in a people pleasing phase, and people aren't just trying to please other people, they're trying to please themselves, but they're not really trying to please their real selves. They're trying to please the image that they're portraying more so.
Yep.
And it's
The ego.
yeah. And man, it can cause you to crumble if you don't get a hold of it. You don't realize that you're going into a hole. It can definitely consume you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ironic too. In trying to please their own ego, they're actually just making themselves worse off. But I think I have a bit more of a positive outlook on it, and maybe you can agree with me or not, Boze. But I feel like there are a lot of people who are still pleasing themselves in the wrong way. But they're going for the ego rather than for their true self. But I feel like we live in a generation that has really started breaking through those cycles. We're not going on the wheel anymore. We're trying to break through.
For sure.
What do you think about that?
As in dad? You know Boze is a dad?
Really?
Yes, indeed. Father of 2. Yes, sir.
Dang. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad Boze is having children.
Bringing more love out in the world, man.
Bro, a lot of people, I'm like, Should you? Boze was like, we're pregnant. And I'm like, thank God, man. I need like 5 of you. Like, come on, man.
Thank God.
Keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
Damn, we got a couple of Tom Bombadils out coming around. Yes.
All right,
Oh,
go
man.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
God.
oh man. No, I totally agree with Tim, man. It's it's yin and yang with life, where there's the good, there's the bad, and vice versa. This generation is definitely taking a step back, definitely saying, oh, okay, that's cool that you guys did it this way, but why did you guys do it this way? You don't know why you did it that way? Okay, well, now it's time for us to evaluate, brainstorm, see if we can do this thing a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I do definitely agree. We're in a very good time
Mhm.
as far as change.
Right. Yeah, it's our mindset, man. Like, look back, what, 30, 40 years ago, people were too proud to ask for help, right? Perfect example, smaller time frame. Me, right? I hated asking for help. I always thought, nah, I'm smart enough, I can figure it out, I can get through it, right? I'm not very great with money. I've never been very good with money. I have worked very hard to become better with money, but I couldn't start that journey until I could start talking about it, right? I needed to break through my own unwillingness to communicate. I have a great friend who is a financial genius. Him and his wife, they created a plan years ago. They got themselves sorted out. He was in the same boat as me, same kind of person. We both like to spend money to get that little bit of serotonin.
Yeah.
And I've been opening up more and more, especially with this podcast. And I finally just said, hey, man, like, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I got going on. He sat down and he helped me create a plan. And I walked away from that conversation. I was like, I could have talked to him a year ago.
Yeah.
I could have been on this a while ago. Why did I take so long? Because I didn't want to ask for help, man. But you know what? We have the willingness now. It's out there. People are more willing to open up and talk. But damn, you feel so much better when you finally do.
For sure.
So much better.
For sure. That release is needed, man.
Yeah.
Goes back to the village thing, man. We need people in our village that we can, talk with, no matter what the topic is. If you ain't got, this person might not be the person to talk about your feelings with, but they for sure know, hey, I can help you with financial, situations. All right, cool. I'll come to you for that. I'll come to this person for this, and so on and so forth. So the village is most definitely needed.
Aaron kind of had a really, what was your story, Aaron, about the acorn?
Oh, yeah. The oak grows from the acorn. The acorn contains all the genetic material that the oak grows into. But how big is an acorn? It's, silver dollar or whatever. An oak is substantially bigger than that. What the oak really grows out of is the soil, the rain, the sunshine. It's your environment that makes you what you are. So in the brainstorm sesh, we were kind of talking about how the environment makes the person. So if someone is what we perceive to be shitty, we can objectively, as Boze said, step back, say, why is this person being shitty? A couple episodes ago, I said, I've never been relaxed and an asshole. so like, if someone's being an asshole, they're probably freaking out.
Yeah.
So if someone's an asshole, I'm not angry and gonna attack them anymore. Because a couple weeks ago, someone acted in a way that I didn't like, and I attacked them because that's how I was trained. But then afterwards, I felt awful because I didn't convince this person who believes some really outdated stuff to change their mind and come to the new way of thinking. If anything, I made them more convinced that they were correct.
Double down.
So then, whenever somebody started saying things that I didn't quite agree with, I thought it was like maybe a little distorted, and I saw why. And instead of going on the attack, probably because he didn't insult my wife, I said, hey, I really want to talk to you about this. Can you hit me up directly? And we had a great conversation. We went away with, a lot more respect and understanding. And yeah, unfortunately, that requires getting through your hindbrain and your midbrain and into your executive function, as we always talk about with Chaz. And Tim, you were saying we can't fix it until we talk about it. That's exactly what Melissa's saying with erotophobia. You can't fix your sexual dysfunction until you're honest about it. And you say, hey, I'm going through this. And then I say, oh, hey, me too, here's what I did. And then, oh, hey, you have a solution that you've been worrying about for the past 3 years, So I think us being open and transparent about what we're going through is kind of like in big text, like the solution.
Right. Yeah.
For sure. And you mentioned something that was key to everything. Really, you didn't react. You sat back. You not only listened, because everyone says, "Oh, you got to be a good listener." That is correct, but you also have to comprehend what the person is saying, and that's what you did. You listened. You understood where they were coming from. Said, "Okay, this is why you think this way. Let me try and help you get on, this side. If we
To
don't,
where we need to be.
yeah, you know." And I think that's definitely important. That's needed in society for sure, because everybody's always on the attack or think they're being attacked when it's just a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you're my friend because you do these things inherently that I then have revelations about later. Like the idea of you have to come to someone where they are and teach them what they're ready for.
For sure.
You already know when you're talking to somebody if they're ready to hear your message.
Mhm.
And if not, if they're freaking out, you're like, hey man, I'm here if you need any help relaxing, but I see that's what you need to do, so I'm going to let you process. Or you saw a bald white guy and said, I need to see if this guy's cool. So you were like, I'm black. And I was like, all right, whatever. And you were like, okay, cool. I can hang out with this guy. He's ready to be where I am right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So as I messaged my friend last week or the week before or whatever, I kept checking to see where he was and how I could get him to the next step. I wasn't mad at him for where he was because I've been there. And again, that's the whole village concept you're talking about is the mentors that we love are the ones who helped us get from where we were to the next fucking thing. I've never had a mentor who made me them. I've never wanted to be one of my mentors. Maybe there was some escapism, and some of that was brought on from cognitive distortions. Boze, you don't consume intoxicants because you like being here now. You want to experience here now. This is the most beautiful moment. You know you're in nirvana. So why would you not want to look at what's happening?
For sure. For sure. It's really interesting.
I think that's Boze's privilege. I think that's the privilege you were born with. You realize that like now is the place
Now
to
is
be.
it. Yeah. Why get high when you can get high on life?
Sure, for sure. I'm thankful for the everyone I've crossed paths with and had the pleasure of, calling family. Because once I took a journey, I would say, spiritual journey I've been on the past, I don't know, 7, 8 years now, something like that. And it's amazing to me that everyone that I know that I've surrounded myself with, my village, is fully aware of who they are or who they want to be, where they're going. And when I meet other people, it's very interesting to know that there are people out there that are just here. They're just living. They're, in a sense, they're in the matrix, in a sense. They're just doing the routine, get up, go to work, whatever else it is they do. And they literally do that every day. It's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward is literally, he finds that town that's a bunch of Squidwards and he's doing the same thing and he gets bored with it.
Yep.
Every single day.
Yeah, and it's just like I was amazed because I'm like, they don't realize it, and you can't just like Aaron said, man. You can't force people to be where you are. You have to gradually let them or bring them where you are if they allow you to. If they don't, then is what it is. But I found that to be very, very interesting. But such is life.
Well, let me ask you something, Bose. You are quite clearly not that kind of person, right? Like, you don't go through your day to day. You enjoy your moment. But was there ever a moment in your life when you weren't like this? Was there a time where you were just going through the motions, waking up, going to work, coming home, eating, going to bed?
Um, hmm, honestly, I don't think so. To be honest with you, I really, yeah, I don't think so because I have vivid memories of everything that I've done. Certain things might be skewed because of crossing of
Perception.
memories and whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah.
perception. But yeah, it's weird. I can't really say I waste my energy at work. My body is present at work. My spirit is off just frolicking somewhere. And then
Yeah, that's true.
and when 12 hours is up, I'm like, oh, all right, time to have a good time now. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
Or we played hide and seek sometimes on or off work,
yeah,
maybe. Like,
like, and it's crazy because Sassuolo was probably the only place in my life that I will honestly say where work wasn't work because
nah. Nah.
it didn't matter what section you were in. Us as security was a family,
Mhm.
top to bottom. And of course, like any family, few people may not mix with each other too well, but for the most part, everybody is cohesive in some form or fashion. And
Can I could I do a quick RP?
yeah,
This was everyone in Sasebo. Hold on. Sorry, what's going on today? Damn. All right. Well, let's go. Every single person. It didn't matter, Chief, Mass Chief, E1, E3, E6. Hey, what's up? Well, all right.
yeah, I did. It just felt like it just felt like more time to hang out than anything.
That's beautiful.
We knew we had a job to do, and we got it done proficiently. But I feel like that's how every workplace, if you want to call it that, should feel. It shouldn't feel like competition all the time.
Right.
Like we understand
Or like,
everybody's.
are you doing enough?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like we understand. At the end of the day, everybody's gonna get an eval. Everybody's gonna be on different levels. That's fine. Get that. But there's no need to be undercutting each other or trying to get another person in trouble so that you can look better than the next person. Like everybody, everybody can eat. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And that's one thing, again, that as a tower generation, what is everyone the most worried about in the year 2023, 2024? Money.
For sure.
And whenever Tim was gone for 3 minutes because he had to go inside and like greet his wife, we were talking about, what do you need? What do you actually need?
Sure.
Tim, do you have a guess?
No, I actually had a question because I'm not sure what you meant by tower generation.
Tower, like how Micah was talking about tower moments, how once you take an objective look at what's going on, you realize what the need is and what your purpose is.
Okay, I see. I see.
So as a tower generation, we're realizing I didn't like getting yelled at as a kid, so I shouldn't yell at my kid.
Right.
But as Boze said in the brainstorm, we can't not do something because as Chaz said, everything is additive.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of yelling at your kid, then what do you do? So then you get to conscious discipline and composure. As you were saying, don't react, respond.
Right. So what was your question before my question now?
What do you actually need as a human to not die?
Water, food, and shelter.
Yeah. And even we've recognized we have like spiritual needs, so we would say community meets your spiritual needs.
Love.
Yeah. So if you need food, water, shelter, and community, why is everyone worried about money? Our parents told us that money is how you get those things, but what the fuck is money? It's a made-up system to see who's winning.
Yeah.
Why don't we just come together, build a self-sustaining community that's focused on healing and getting to what's fucking next? As, Boze has said several times, we got to break the cycle to get to the next thing. If we keep going in a circle, we stay at the same place. And during the brainstorm, he kind of like grabbed his lapel and said, "This rental." And me, I always talk about my corpse.
Yep.
Because
Same
this
thing.
body doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
My name doesn't fucking matter. Boze is the only one in this room who knows his grandfather's father's name, and that's because he's the fourth. So, even if modern science, whatever, I live to be 120, by the year 2300 at the absolute latest, if I go on to be a world ruler and I affect huge change, people are going to forget who the fuck I am. Some people think George Washington had wooden teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very
People don't know
popular.
shit about George
Wow.
Washington, and he was like, that was like 100 years ago. So what stays behind is your impact. We're talking about how the environment makes the person. So did you make the environment better for the next people so that the next people were better? Or did you make it shittier because you were looking out for you?
Yeah, there's that famous quote where, what is it? You plant trees so that the people, the generation that follows, can rest in the shadow or in the shade.
There's one that's the beginning of wisdom is planting seeds that you'll never grow to see the trees or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's 100 quotes like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Language is just trying to express truth.
yeah. There's a new one on Twitter every other day, so I might be posting a new one tomorrow on Twitter. Who knows? But it's gonna be something.
Maybe
like,
get on Threads. That's a new one.
I don't even know what Threads is.
It's like an Instagram subsidiary.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ed, you still there?
I know.
So Boze, you were talking about being on a spiritual journey for the past 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna ask about that too.
Yeah. What did you mean about that? Like, what kind of journey are you on? I mean, I'm sure it's a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment and things of that nature, but I just want to know about it.
Well, life is full of distractions, as we've mentioned.
2 kids,
Mostly distractions.
cell phones, money,
Definitely.
Space, time, mind.
trees.
Most of reality is stimulus.
Yeah. When you're driving, there's nothing but lights and stuff on, smacking you in the face every 2 seconds. So
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
So I guess some people would call it meditation, or I don't know. I don't know what other people would call it, but I started really taking time, the one thing we can't get back, to just sit down, stop moving, just breathe, listen, listen to what's going on around you, observe what's going on around you. And then I started asking myself questions. How well do you really know yourself? You know what I mean? You know your, favorite food, favorite color, stuff as such. Yeah.
Date of birth.
Yeah. Social security.
I know the
maybe.
stats. I got the
Yeah.
stats.
You know what I mean?
Favorite music, favorite movie.
But,
You could quiz me about me. I'm gonna make up an answer if I ain't got it.
you know what I mean?
I'll have the answers about him.
But it's like, do you truly know yourself? Do you truly love yourself? Or are you just going through the motions?
Yeah.
Are you in love with yourself, or are you in love with the person that you are portraying to everyone else? So the those moments where you're where you're alone, which everyone has those time periods from time to time again where they're alone. Those are the moments to take advantage and learn, learn about yourself. It's a it's a scary moment because when you're alone and don't have any distractions, all you have is your thoughts.
Yep.
Literally everything just running, 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 and that can scare a lot of people. And so they got to be, oh, let me go find something to do. Let me scroll on Instagram or Facebook, or oh, let me go call somebody, or go hang with somebody, or But it's important to take those moments in.
Yeah.
So for myself, I stop and just try to understand, who am I? I know I'm not this body. I know that, and I've seen who I am. I can look in the mirror and see deeper than just the physical that everyone else sees. It's just like it's just like when you record yourself and then you listen back and you're like, wow, that's what I sound like. Yeah, weirdo. That's what you sound like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we have this perception of what we sound like until we record ourselves, and it's like, wow, I really sound like a weirdo. That's okay.
Hmm.
But that's the truth. That's being shown to you. So I've sat, I've learned things, and it's crazy because you'll never stop learning things about yourself because we're constantly evolving every day. Literally, what you liked yesterday, today, not even a guarantee. You might not. You might not like it. It's kind of like leftovers. You had it yesterday. The next day, oh, it's okay. And that last day, all right, I'm done. I gotta move on.
My God, Bose, you already know everything. Okay, so in Buddhist terminology, we would say that you're getting down to storehouse consciousness. At the superficial level, you have thoughts, emotions, blah, blah, blah. As you get deeper, you have like the instinctual drives and what we call like generational drives. So, what your body has been programmed to do up to right this very second. And we say that once you get past that, once you hit the storehouse consciousness, that's what we consider like saint level. Even Saint Teresa, we recognize her as being an enlightened saint who had achieved storehouse consciousness, and she provides the best description of coming back to reality and stuff that we still use. But anyway, so you're saying like, as I'm still, I let that inherent wisdom exist and you just try and exist with it so that you are then perceiving true reality. And I think Mr. Chaz would argue that the back 2/3 of your brain, that's your subjective shit.
Yeah.
Whereas it's your forebrain that's your objective, reasoning, logical. And that's why one of our big things is like, we're trying to get people into their forebrains and executive function because that's who we really are. All that subjective shit, that's survival response.
Yeah.
And guess what? We can all eat. The year 2024, no one should go hungry. So how do we solve this problem? If we're quiet, we know the solution because the problem contains the solution.
And I kind of want to add into what your process was here, Bose. So you talked about how you would start by just breathing, right? Focusing on breathing. So essentially what you were doing here was you were bringing yourself present. Because if that's one thing that I've been learning during our process through this is controlling your breath and focusing on that. Our very good friend Highland was telling us just the other day when we recorded with him that if you have never tried this before, you should put a timer on your phone for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes if you're feeling froggy, was his exact terminology.
Mhm.
Sit there with that timer going, and the only thing you're doing is focusing on your breath. And the thoughts that you may have during that time, you're going to be very surprised at who you are. So you found yourself, you let yourself become present, you realized who you were, and you started retrospectively thinking about who you are and who you want to be. And that can be a long journey for some people. Some people have never done any kind of retrospection ever, you know?
Yeah.
Some people have never sat there and have only been in a silent area with only their breath and just a timer going. Some people have never tried any of these things. And I think that is a huge fault on them. They need to figure out who they are as a person. They need to sit there and do some retrospection and become present. And their life is going to go so much better. Most likely they're going to become happier, unless they don't like who they are at all. And then I don't know what to do about that, Aaron.
For clarity's sake, I think Boze is talking about introspection more than retrospection. Retrospection is looking back. Introspection is more looking inward.
My bad. Yeah, that's what I meant. Introspection.
No worries. I just wanted to, for the 10,000 people who are listening to this right now.
The 10,000 people plus the 10,000 that Boze is bringing.
Yeah. Well, I just meant like the 10,000 that are listening right now.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about the 10,000 that are going to listen tomorrow.
Oh, you're talking about the listeners. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. My bad. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. But yeah, Boze. So that's what I'm getting at though. Because what you're talking about in your spiritual journey, you allowed yourself to become present. You did your introspection, not retrospection, introspection, and you allowed yourself to know yourself. And I think that's something that people, I mean, I'm sure it's something that a lot of people are doing nowadays, you know, and I feel like that's kind of the thing about our, as Aaron said, tower generation that is putting us in that position is people are doing their introspection. They're allowing themselves to become present. And it's incredible. I want to see this continue moving forward, because if we're not focusing on trying to break generational traumas and generational cycles,
Perpetuating them.
yeah, we're perpetuating. It's exactly like Aaron has said before, right? If you are not actively becoming better, you are becoming worse. There is no staying the same.
Sure.
The only constant is change, as Ed himself just said.
Sure. Definitely.
Every moment we're different. You aren't what led you to be who you are now. You just are now. If you hold on to all those things, that's what suffering comes from, man. If you're just here, if you're just showing up for yourself and everyone around you, you're going to be like Boze. You're going to be having a fucking blast, man. All my friends talk about how much I'm laughing now that I'm retired. And Boze has always laughed this fucking much, man.
If the Navy's even bringing his mood down even just a tiny bit, oh my God. When that man becomes
When you
retired.
asked about him like having moments or whatever, I was like, I've seen him go on autopilot for like moments. And that's when he's catching up with his spirit frolicking somewhere.
Sure.
And his corpse is just like buffering.
Yeah.
Legit.
You know,
The service wasn't so
I've
good.
seen his corpse buffer, but I don't think Boze has ever not been present. That's why, you know, we do talk about, where are you from? Right here, right fucking now. What's up?
Yeah.
We do realize that there is that common core. The soul weight is 20 grams. It doesn't matter what your name is or where you're from. Or soul is a soul, man.
That's right.
What really matters is your village and choosing a good village, because that's really what's going to be important.
Building a good village. The impetus is on us. Oh, yeah, that's a story from the other day. Sorry. The beer can.
Oh, yeah.
If someone should pick it up, guess what? You're a fucking someone.
Yep.
If something needs done, I'm sorry, but you're employed right now, bud.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw some trash there. That's not its home. You know where its home is. It's the garbage can.
Yep.
Pick
You
it
know
up,
what to do
throw
with
it away.
trash.
Surround yourself with people who make you better.
Like Boze.
Exactly. Having a Tom Bombadil in my life, and he's got 2 kids. Thank God.
Dude, I'm gonna need you to get another couple kids. I'm sorry. You can come live at the compound. We'll grow pumpkins and shit. But you need to be making more people like you, Boze.
Yeah. Boze, have you ever had homemade pumpkin pie before?
Only once. And it was really good.
Well, I'm damn good at making it. So when you're living on the compound and we're growing pumpkins, I'm making you pumpkin pie.
All right. I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
My wife will make the pumpkin cookies. If you've never had those before, that's different.
No,
Yes. Oh my god, I cannot wait.
So good. So fucking good.
Josh Ferrer used to make this dish. Oh man, it was so good. I cannot remember to save my life what it was called, but I believe it had something to do with pumpkin. But it was so good. That man can bake.
Yo,
He can do a lot of things.
Joshy's a man of many talents.
Yes, for sure. And baking is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Bro, and he plays Magic too. That's how we bonded.
Boze, do you play Magic?
I actually don't.
That's okay.
Josh and Eller actually, I hung out with them one time and they were showing me actually how to play. It's crazy because I had always wanted to learn how to play, but I want to say I think by the time Magic really started, at least in my neighborhood, when Magic really started getting popular, was around the same time Yu-Gi-Oh was going on, and so
Yep.
there were a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh players and my on the table talking about life points, baby. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah.
I've got a hilarious Sasebo crew story for you when you're ready, Boze.
oh yeah, go ahead.
You remember Aiden?
Yep.
Always in Mayabata with Star for whatever
Yes,
reason.
indeed.
He came to NNSY where I retired,
Yeah.
and I mistook him for John Tim from our high school.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, man, I went to high school with this kid. We grew up in the same town. And Aiden was just like, we were in Japan together. He messaged me like a couple days later and was like, hey, man, this shit was real awkward, but I wanted to let you know that we did not grow up together.
You're gonna have to eat that one,
shit, my
Aaron.
bad.
Just have to eat it.
Oh my god.
That's good. That's some good stuff. Damn.
So, Boze, what were you saying? I'm sorry. I just had to tell you that before I forgot.
Oh man. That's a lot.
I was like, arm around him and shit. I was like, hey, man, this is my boy. The whole time. He's like, he's really charismatic. This is awkward.
This is king, man.
He's still going. Fuck.
That is wild. Oh my god. Yeah, Magic.
So you became a Yu-Gi-Oh kid.
Yeah. I was heavy on the Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I was dueling everybody I could find, bro.
Damn.
Sat. Blue Eyes White Dragon up in here.
Any Exodias?
No, but that's luck of the draw. If you even have Exodia in your deck, like,
Oh yeah.
you gotta get all the pieces before you even. So,
Man.
I had a whole Exodia as a kid. I had one friend who let me shuffle until I finally drew it, and it took like 300 draws, and then I kind of cheated as well.
Yeah.
Bro, you ain't drawing no damn Exodia. Just put good cards in your deck.
Yeah. Unless you got a lot of pot of greeds. Because pot of greed, you like draw 3 cards or something. I don't know. I played Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when I was a kid too, man. But we didn't know the rules. We just went off of like the TV show rules, right? So they're like,
yeah.
like 2,000
You just
health,
punch
man.
each other.
Yeah. It was like 2,000 health, and like in the actual rule book, it's like you have like 8,000 health or something. I was like, man, I don't know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sure.
We playing speed rounds.
Yeah, damn. I'm playing cards, not reading the card. I'm like, I know what this card does. It's Toon World. It makes everything a tune. And they're like, what is that? That's not what the card reads. I'm like, that's
What's
what it
that
reads.
mean mechanically?
That's what it does. It makes everything a cartoon. Well, I mean, it's all a cartoon. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. Shut up.
True. Very true.
Hell yeah, man.
I know it's late there, Boze, but what other wisdom do you have for us? Because talking about helping people get where they are, talking about being where we are, but let me get some more wisdom, man. Where are you? What have you realized? What's true?
Man.
Name every woman right now.
What is it? XY?
No pressure, but you have 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second.
He doesn't know any women at all. Unbelievable.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
Wow. Get him off the show. Get the new guy. See if Elon Musk still wants to be on.
Oh my god.
He don't want this heat.
Yeah, no, he's scared.
Um, there's a truth. Um, a lot of people are scared for whatever reason of the truth. I don't know what it is, but it just seems to be you have to tell like a little bit of truth at a time to
Hmm.
not offend someone or not to make them feel some type of way. And I think we get confused sometimes on the being harsh or being blunt because we've been shrouded in, oh, you can tell the truth, just make sure it's just a tad in there. Don't put the whole thing out there. Just, ease your way in there and eventually they'll get it. Maybe, you know?
Let them down slowly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it really sucks that that's the way life is because it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
But because of what we spoke on earlier about adults having a difficult time managing their emotions, they're going to react based off of the first thing you hear that's not correct to you. You're going off the rail without comprehending what the person had to say to you. And now, this person that's been your friend or best friend for however many years, oh, I don't talk to them anymore because they said something I didn't like. I mean, that's the truth. Nobody likes the truth, but it has to come out at some point.
Right. Right.
And that also goes back into finding out who you are because that's the truth. Who you are is the true you. And a lot of people are not comfortable with who they actually are, which is why they put on these personas and, portray to be something that they aren't because they're not comfortable and they don't think they'll be accepted by whoever they feel their peers are or should be. So I think right now, at the beginning of this new year, everyone should focus on just being truthful, whatever it may be. If it hurts someone's feelings, that's okay because at the end of the day, at some point, they're going to thank you for it. They're going to come back and say, hey, I thought about it. You were right. I didn't react the way I should have, but it is what it is from that point. But I understand now what you were saying then. But a lot of people aren't ready for that conversation.
I would say that from right, since we're talking about what is today, it's now.
Yeah,
All you need to know is that it's today. The time is now. So from now, each of us needs to say, I'm going to be honest for the next year. If my friend does something I'm not comfortable with, I'm going to let them know. Hey, man, I'm not cool with that. I don't appreciate the way you talk to your mom.
yeah,
Or like, hey, I'm not cool with you hanging out with other chicks behind your old lady's back. Like, I'm going to let your old lady know if you don't fix your shit because we don't accept that behavior. That's objectively wrong. So I would say, I would challenge everyone listening from right now for 365 and a quarter days, be honest and see how that changes your fucking life. If you end up at our compound, shit, I hope you feel welcome. And if you end up being somewhere other than where you are, congratulations.
sure. Mm, man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Completely agree with that. Absolutely. Well, I think it's just about that time, man. We had a good mic drop there, and honestly, I'm feeling really good about what we just talked about today, Bose.
Sure. I want to thank you both, first of all, for not only allowing me onto your platform, but allowing allowing there to be a space for, as I like to call it whenever I listen to one of you guys' episodes, it's therapy for the soul, something that's needed. So please continue to do this and never stop, never stop.
We're aiming to change the world, or at least help some people,
For sure.
and then they can change the world.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm going to jump on your red carpet a little bit. I'm going to share the stage with you in a more comfortable way than what we're used to. Buy Starjoy's book, Poetry in a Year. It's on Amazon. It's a vulnerable book. If you're not comfortable with yourself, guess what? Starjoy is also you. The same way that Boze is you. The same way I'm you. The same way Tim's you. If you haven't been able to get into your parasympathetic system and relax and get with yourself, there are resources out there. You can pick up a book and live that experience by co-regulating, as Chaz would say. So get Star's book, Poetry in a Year. It's one of my prized possessions. Boze takes photos. What's the name of your photography gig?
Views of Innocence.
Views of Innocence.
Views of Innocence.
Because he's in the moment, and this moment is pure. Or at least that's my perception of it.
Or he's showing us pure moments.
Yeah. But Boze, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for talking with us.
Sure, for sure. Hope to be back again.
Definitely.
You will.
And a huge thank you to you, the listener,
This has been Aaron.
and Tim with Boze.
Yes, indeed.
A huge thank you to Highland Markle for the original music.
Share this episode with someone who could benefit from it.
Let us know what you want to hear our take on.
Or email us to collab, or tell us who we should work with.
All pertinent links can be found in the episode description.
Be good to yourselves and each other.
We love you.
Also, quick legal disclaimer. Aaron and I are not mental health professionals. We did not go to college. We do not have PhDs. We are not trained counselors. If you are feeling some type of negative mental way, you should reach out to a professional, counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, and get the medication or the help that you need.
Feel free to call 988 for the National Suicide Hotline, 911 for emergency services, or email us if it's not pressing.
And you can also check out betterhelp.com/NSLP and get yourself an online therapist that you can use at your convenience.
And they're going to tailor it to you. If all you need is a little coffee, go over to BB's Coffee. Get you some Taz blend with our mugs on it. If you're already awake and you want to wake up everyone around you, you go to etsy.com/shop/Trinidad and get our tie-dye shirts.
We love you.
Peace.